You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Reports podcast number 248.2. Mike Rich, Codey Emerson, and Michelle Garmon react to the Pacers 129-103 win over the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 4 of their NBA Eastern Conference first round series.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome to the Central Indiana Sports Report. Pacers fans, a much better night tonight. One of the best nights in Pacers recent history. The Pacers take a stranglehold on their series against the Milwaukee Bucks, beating the Bucks handily tonight. Just start to finish. Before we get going, let me do the 15-second recap. The Pacers came out and played well from the start, led 30-24 at the end of the first, 63-52 at the half, and just kept pouring it on until Milwaukee had no more answers. And the final score again, 129-103 Pacers. And they can end it on Tuesday, guys. That's how you do that, right?
Mike, I think I saw earlier where you texted about Miles Turner. And, I remember again when we talked about this and did our previews, I said I thought he would be a key to this series, that if he played well, the Pacers would win and, maybe 5-6 games. And he didn't play well the other night, but he played well tonight. And this is a series where I think he has to play well, because if he plays well, it just creates more problems for Milwaukee, because Brook Lopez is just not. He's not very good. I mean, he's older. He's just not very good. They don't have anybody in the middle. And I like the fact that Turner came out tonight instead of trying to crank it up from behind three. He just went out and scored inside the arc. So
I thought Miles had just a great start, great first quarter, just got off to a fantastic start. I thought they played well Friday night. I thought they had a lot of, I mean, the score didn't show it, but they had a lot of open shots. And tonight they showed when they're hitting shots, they're a tough team to beat. I mean, 60% from the field. I mean, almost 50% from 3-point line. You know, shot good. They did well at the free throw line. I mean, just all around, just a fantastic game. But I think it was Turner's start. I think the way he started, and you know, it, and this team, everyone plays for each other, and you can just see it. You just see that chemistry. I saw Giannis in a couple shots on TV or whatever, and he just looked dejected. I mean, the guy is just. I mean, he's putting everything he can into carrying this team, and it just shows that
The
one person can't
franchise.
do it.
Carrying the
The
franchise.
Yep.
carrying the franchise,
That's right.
and just you
Doing
know,
him no good.
no good. And it was really sad to see. You know, I like Lillard in this series. I think it just brings a little more entertainment to the series. So I really hated seeing it. Looks like it's an Achilles, and he'll probably be out on Tuesday as well. So I think
He'll be
Pacers.
out next season, probably, Mike.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think he's going to probably be contemplating retirement.
the job that the Pacers front office has done as far as quality depth is pretty
Yeah.
good.
The,
Yeah,
Exceptional. Cody.
the depth is insane. I mean, 8 guys in double figures, and well, it was 7 until Walker hit, a garbage time three. But still, I mean, and this is when they score 115, 120 plus. This is how they do it. There's no. Sure, can Halliburton go off for 30 plus? Can Turner have one of those nights? Can Siakam have one of those nights? Sure. But that's not how this team's constructed. It's any one of these guys can beat you on any given night. I mean, Nemhard had 20. Miles had 23.
Speaking of which, before you go on, Cody, MCCONNELL McConnell.
TJ McConnell played one of the best games probably of his season, and there's something about the playoffs that just flips the switch for McConnell. I think.
And he
He
was like
played,
this all year.
and he
Yeah.
plays. He's one of those. I guess if from an outside perspective, if you're not a Pacers fan, he's one of those players. It's like what, like he's. I don't want to compare him to Bobby Portis, but he's one of those just pests. They called him Iron Eagle. I think on the broadcast called him a pest in the best of ways.
Yes.
He forced a 10-second violation tonight. That's classic TJ McConnell.
Just not does
Um,
not happen in the NBA very
yeah,
often. Also,
and
guys, I got a text from Will Rutherford, who's flying back to Elwood, and did not want it couldn't be with us, but he wanted me to say that he thinks that Nimhard is the MVP of the series. I think right now it's really close between him and Siakam.
I have a soft spot for if Halliburton's doing what he's supposed to be doing, he's had a double double in all
Yeah, 17,
what
15, and 8 tonight.
four games. Yeah, I really thought he was going to get that triple double. I
But he
really
looked
did.
disengaged in game 3. That's why I
Yes,
think.
yeah. Nemhard has played. People don't people who and I love this about the Pacers who are getting on national TV once again. People are like, who is this? And us Pacer fans have known this the entire season.
Yep.
And Nemhard's played his tail off. And people like Nemhard, Neesmith, and just other people are like, who the heck are these guys? And we're like, you obviously have not seen the Pacers play much this year. There's
By
such a
the way, everybody, this is the voice of Codey Emerson. Cody is
oh
from Greencastle, not Greensburg, and is a friend of Mike and I, Scott Smith. And he joined me earlier in the day for the NFL draft recap, but that's running after this one. So, everybody, this is Cody. He has a lot to say about sports, so we like having him on the Central Indiana
okay.
Sports Report.
Hey,
We
thanks for
do.
I appreciate it. The last thing I'll touch on just real quick is the 36 assist on 50 made shots.
Always. They
It's
just so good.
it's
Whenever
it's
they win, it's like that.
yeah, it's 36 assists in a game is
I think that's what makes them so fun to watch.
yeah.
It's kind of like
Oh,
watching
absolutely.
Popovich's teams, back
Yes.
when he had Parker and Ginobili and Duncan and all of them. They just
Or
pass so good. Shared
or
the
the
basketball.
or the Pacers with Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, Dale Davis, Rick Smits,
Yeah,
those
but
guys.
I think
That ball just moved and moved and moved and moved, and the players just moved and moved, and the Pacers look like that sometimes, especially when they're on the run and
well,
they're not playing half court offense.
and I'll tell you what, for the Pacers to do what they did and everything tonight is with Mathern being injured again and out
Yeah.
and the bona
Yeah.
fide scorer coming off the bench. Hey, it means the other guys are picking up the slack. It's again that depth is just if the Pacers continue to play like this, that Cleveland series is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Mike, there's always a positive. Mike, there's always a positive to Ben Matherin not playing in a game, isn't there?
Jarris Walker gets to play a little more, and he
Yes,
looked
that's
good
right.
tonight. He played
And the
really good
ball
defense. He
and the
played
ball
some great
moves more.
defense.
And the
The
ball
ball
moves
does,
more
yeah,
with Walker than with Matherin.
yeah.
I just think with Matherin, it's just another. If you need it, if they're giving
Oh
you
yeah,
outside shots, that's
he
the
might be
one
their
thing.
best scorer. Matherin
Yeah,
might be their best pure scorer.
I was happy it was on TNT tonight because I was able to
Yes,
watch that on the plane on the way in.
get the Max
Listen
app.
to yep, and then listen to part of it in the car, and I got to watch the second half in my hotel room. So, but one takeaway from this game is defensively against Milwaukee starters. I thought the Pacers
Yes,
did outstanding
They
to
look
hold.
so good
Yeah,
defensively.
yeah, that first half to hold Giannis. I mean, to 28. I mean, that's you're going to win.
Siakam, Siakam is not a great defensive player. He had a really good defensive night.
I actually like when they put, and we all know the kind of defender that Miles is, especially with his shot blocking and whatnot, which he had. Let's see, I mean, he had 4 more tonight.
Yes, he's an average defender besides the shot blocking. We all know that.
I liked when they put him on Giannis, though. I really
Mm.
did. He kind of was able to wall him up and at least force Giannis to take some. Giannis doesn't like to take those mid-range shots, so I let.
I, I
I
liked giving
tweeted,
him a lot of different looks for sure.
Oh, I
yeah,
do too, and I think that's the one thing
Yep,
Rick Carlisle is pretty good at. Especially, that's
Hmm.
the other thing that really hurts Milwaukee. No true interior threat. You know, I mean,
yeah,
they don't have anybody.
and they can't stop anyone.
Yeah.
And when you got 8 people scoring in double figures, I mean,
Game 3 was. I felt even kind of like what you were saying. Like I thought they played well, and I thought they'd bounce back. Also, because with all due respect to Gary Trent, he had a
Right.
career game.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
He
just a
had just
career
one of those.
game, but a
Yeah,
game that he'll never have again if
yeah,
he
it's one of
needs
those
to.
things. It's like, all right, we can live with that. That's
yep.
probably
Yep.
not going to
Yep.
happen again. So,
It was
and
disappointing on Friday, but it was
yeah,
kind of understandable. All
yeah. I
right, let
mean,
me ask you a question now. The question: can we just start talking about Cleveland?
No,
No, you
no,
Okay.
never want to put the
no,
cart before the horse.
no,
Okay.
not going
not
there.
not not yet. Yeah, I want. I feel like they're going to get it done on Tuesday, and I'm not saying that because I'm probably going to hopefully be there. But I mean, I feel. I mean, that you have a commanding 3-1 lead. All you
Yep.
need is
Right, but
just
we're
put.
not playing. We can look ahead if we need to. You don't think we can look ahead?
I
I
don't
don't like
want
to
to.
because here's the thing. You think about this. What it changes? What if the Pacers go out Tuesday and like a Halliburton or Siakam goes down with
Well,
an
of
injury and takes
course,
him
that
out early
changes
in the game?
everything. Of course, that would change everything. But if that doesn't happen, that you guys agree this series is pretty much over. 98%, right?
Oh,
Yes,
I agree. I agree with that. As long as the Pacers don't have an injury, you know, I think a
or
major injury to one of their key pieces or leaders kind of on the floor. I think it's I think they can't start looking ahead, but I think um everybody else can kind of start getting excited about a possible Pacers,
mm,
about a Pacers Cleveland matchup.
and some of the experts are saying, and I mean, well, it's they're because once again they're finally taking attention to what the Pacers are doing. That Cleveland series is going to be fun if that's indeed what it is, which is not
Yeah.
like you said, Greg. 98% of what it is. Obviously, Cleveland's the number 1 seed, and they're going to be the favorites.
Well,
I'm,
let me say this, Cody, real fast before
I was
you
just going to
go
look at the
on.
series.
Yeah,
That's
before
all
you
I'm saying.
go on, this is because I knew that's what you were going to say. Um, my thinking is that Cleveland is a level above the Pacers, but I also thought the
Yes,
Bucks would beat the Pacers. So if it does happen, guys, your confidence um, higher or lower than 50-50 Pacers against the Cavs, Michelle?
Oh gosh, maybe slightly, maybe like 55. Slightly higher for the Pacers, and I say that because they've been. I mean, they have last year's run, that they made that experience, and for a team like the Pacers and that experience, I think when you get into tight game, series where evenly matched, that experience can be key.
I'll say one thing about that is it is going to be a completely different. I guess we talk about how horrid the Bucks are on defense.
Yes,
Cleveland is the exact opposite.
exactly.
They are phenomenal. I mean, they have the defensive player of the year.
And they
And
don't
Evan,
have anyone like Giannis. They don't have a force like Giannis, but
yeah,
they
that's true.
all play
It's going to
defense
be a
and they go
contrast of
9 deep
styles.
too. They might have better depth than the Pacers even. Mike,
I I picked the Pacers to beat Cleveland when we did this before the playoffs, so I still think the Pacers are just
give me a
they're gonna.
percentage.
I'm closer to 60%, and
Ooh.
I think they're going to. I think they'll be ready for the series. I think Carlisle will have them ready. Um, you know, I thought after Friday's loss in this series, I thought we were going to win in five. I thought we'd come back and win this game, and I think we're going to win at home on Tuesday. We need to win as
Yeah,
soon as possible, and we need to mentally. They need to stay focused and not get stirred up in any type of BS with the Milwaukee players and have somebody suspended or injured or
Right.
something like that. So I think Carlisle will have them ready for that too. But I think Tuesday is going to be Cody. You get an opportunity to go to that. That's going to be one of the most electric games that the Pacers have had in a long time. So
I'm hoping
Tony,
yeah,
because
percentage the Pacers could beat the Cavs if it does come to fruition.
tend to incline with agree with Michelle with 50. I'd say 55. I think it can happen. Um, I
I
yeah,
think you guys have no idea how good Cleveland is. The answer is 15%. They have a 15% chance of winning that
See,
series.
Greg, I mean, I think Cleveland's good. Don't get me wrong, but I think when you look at this playoffs, I think Oklahoma City, the Pacers, Cleveland, and the Celtics have by far played the best, most consistent.
yeah.
I think that's true.
The
yeah,
Celtics are the game they played tonight.
Yeah. Although
That,
the Rockets and Golden State have both played awfully well. They've both looked awfully good.
yeah.
So
That's been a fun series too.
it really has. Steph Curry, guys, his level of greatness just goes up and up. He was so good on Saturday night. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I
but as physical as and everything as that series is, I don't think the winner. I think the winner wins this series, and that's it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially if
I
that
think
series
you might
goes
be
7
right.
games.
You might be right about that. Yeah, the East and West are completely different. I don't think the Knicks are any contest for the Celtics.
No,
No.
dang Timberwolves. I thought the Lakers were going to take that series, but man,
Yeah, Timberwolves look like they could challenge Oklahoma City for sure.
Oklahoma. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a good possibility, but
All right. Thanks so much, guys. It is without question bedtime. Um, shame on the NBA for putting this game at 9:30 when
Oh,
you had
that was going to
all
be my
day.
thing on a Sunday night.
When you have all day to run games and you put it at 9:30 at night for people who are for half of the viewing audience, it's like I said, sometimes the NBA, it seems like they hate their fans.
Well, if it's even like in Milwaukee, it's 8:30. That's still too late on a Sunday night. I mean,
Yep,
the NBA wants kids there on a Sunday. Saturdays and Sundays, especially Sundays, a game should never start later than 7 p.m. East Coast or daylight savings time. On the East side, it
absolutely.
just should never start later than 7 on a Sunday.
The only thing I'll say about that, well, oh, what upset me was the Lakers and Timberwolves. You have that Western Conference. If you're gonna put a game
Yeah,
at 9:30,
exactly.
right.
that's the one to do it because it
Yes,
makes
it
the most
is.
sense. But yeah,
But it makes the least money, and like I said,
oh yeah,
the
well you
NBA
gotta have
hates their
yep.
fans.
Yes, they do.
But we love our listeners. Thank you so much to Mike Rich, our Pacers guy, Codey Emerson, who's going to be one of our Major League Baseball guys and oft contributor to the Central Indiana Sports Report, and Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader Sports Editor Michelle Garmon, who I say it all the time because it's true, she is the best. And thank you so much for listening. Always appreciate it. If you like these segments, please share them with your friends and family. That would help us an awful lot continue to grow and thrive. We thank you in advance. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of IDG Media. And I love Susie.